just fine. It's not good, it's just fine.
So far, so good.
Okay. Fernanda, your time.
Hello. I'm also from Recife, Pernambuco, and Paulo found out, I don't know. I am working with tech too. I am a data engineering in a bank, and I stay here to. Oh, Paulo return. I stay here to improve also my English because I want to talk more with other people, and I also try to improve my reading because I want to read my books. Uh, um, uh, uh, Sorry, I also hungry. I don't eat my breakfast today. I want to read my science fiction books because they don't are translate here in Portuguese, so I need to read English, and I want to know more people outside from Brazil. And Paulo, I am also from Recife. Nice to meet you.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Very interesting.
That's great. So we
Yeah.
have some questions just to clarify to Paulo what you do here. We have some questions, and then everyone have the time to answer it. Of course, you can say something else, comment. It's not we are not obligated to just answer the questions. Just we can comment everything else. We can bring new things. That's the art of conversation, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first question is the number 2. What makes it easy to talk to someone? If you want to say what makes hard to talk to someone, you can this contradiction, this point as well. We can bring this point. And anyway, Fernanda.
Sorry. I think it is more easy to talk with with people that you know something about their life. I can talk with everybody. I just need to sit to sit close to the person, and I start to this person a lot of different things, and I start to talk with this person. I'm very talkative, and I don't know. For me, it's easy when I have some in common with this person, and I use this common thing to continue to talk with this person, and to start to find some new common stuff, or create a new a new thing together, like, oh, we I am start to watching or reading something, you want to watch and read this thing also, and we start to create this friendship because of this new stuff that we create together.
Yeah, that's interesting. Gabriel, can you present yourself and answer the question number 2, please?
Okay. Hi, I'm Gabriel. I'm 34 years old. I'm a mathematician, and I'm married. I have a daughter. She's 4 years, and I'm late. Sorry. Question number 2, just a moment. Yes. If a Portuguese speaker or a French speaker, it's like it's easy if we have the common subjects, or the person is the kind, etc. If an English speaker, I think it's more about the will of person to understand me. I think the conversation it depends of the person that speaks, the person that listens. If like me in English, I need a good listener. The someone that really want to understand me, not the things like I don't understand your accent, or you speak slowly, blah blah blah. I think it's I I I think that.
Yeah, it is some interesting point, because when you are talking another language, not your first language, people, like when the English your first language, people, not everyone, but people used to, they don't have patience to listen to you, and that's important to the learning process. So if they are not listening and you cannot answer and have a conversation, how can you learn it? You can talk to yourself, but it's not the same. It's not the real environment. So you can start with it, but anyway.
Yes, I don't know if it occurs with English often, but because there are many foreigners that speak English, but I speak French too. In French, it's hard, it's strong. French in French, it's a thing. French in Quebec, I live in Quebec in Canada. It's another thing. And if you move of your region in the same province, the accent it's more hard, and the people it's not very open to understand the not native French speakers. But in English, I think there are Indians, Pakistanis, Africans, Americans, British speak English. It's more open to just to make business, and it's not less judgment about your speed or accent.
Yeah, that's because they talk more than one language. Normally people just speak one language. They don't, I can't understand you. I'm sorry, that's just speaking English. You just speak English. So it's not my fault. I speak like 4 languages, so I have some accents. Anyway, Jefferson, and for you, what makes easy to talk to someone?
It's very funny because when you go to Piauí or to Rio Grande do Sul, I think it's the same. Sometimes I can't. It's very difficult to understand what they are saying, and I speak Portuguese. But what makes easier for me, you have the same language, the same terms. What I want to mean with this, for example, for me it's easy to talk with economists because we know the terms, we know everything. When I talk with, I love to play soccer. When I talk with my friends about soccer, I know the language, the terms, so it's easier. But when I talk with a doctor, it's so difficult to talk with them. So I used to say, let's talk about another thing. Let's talk about bills, something like this, because it's impossible to talk with a doctor. I have a lot of friends, doctors' friends. It's terrible to say because the terms that use all the time. So I think that's it.
It's almost another language.
Yeah.
I like to go to doctors because I'm from the health environment. Like I'm dietitian, so I know a lot of terms, but not all, of course. But when they start to explain very easy things for me, because I already know, like, but these, and I really pay attention, like I didn't know anything. So I like to see them explaining things I already know. So it's interesting because they have to translate. sometimes the terms is difficult, but you have to translate to a neutral or maybe easier expression language to anyone understand. Some people that's not from that area understand. So we can do it. It's not that easy, but we can do it. And for you, Paul?
For me, it's difficult because I'm still building an initial vocabulary. And I also have
but in Portuguese, what makes easy to talk to someone in any language? It's not just about English.
It's difficult because the accent, accent is very difficult, and the people here listen to me and comprehend I say the expressions. I'm difficult with phrasal verbs. I'm study a lot phrasal verbs, but it's very difficult for me understand. But I believe that the practice every single day is improving better and better day by day. I believe that my target is 2 or 3 years in the process, the process in language, the improve my language.
Yeah, it is possible. When you're learning, you can become advanced and fluent in 2 years, and then we learn forever. We never stop
Perfect.
learning. That's
I believe.
It's like in Portuguese, they're always learning new things. Even so, we are learning Portuguese since we are in our months one. So we are every day learning.
I agree.
I will skip to the number 4. Like, tell about your favorite types of conversations to have and why. Jefferson, what's your favorite types of conversations? Why?
In my case, with economists. As economist, I must to talk a lot because I love what I do. I love what I do. To talk with my friends, professors, my students as a professor. I love to talk with this. And what other type of conversation about politics? I love to talk about politics. I'm very engaged in this run now for president, for governor, for deputies and senators. I love to talk this because I'm very worried about the Brazilian situation. I think we need to change for better. And I believe this. I'm doing this. This is a kind of favorite. And the other kind of favorite conversation, it's about music, about literature. I love to talk about history, about philosophy. I know I love to talk about this.
Yeah, that's nice. I like to talk about things I don't know. to learn from the people. I really like to listen to people saying things like sometimes tricks me, and I can see why they think differently. And yes, sometimes I'm I'm bored about the topics I like music, nutrition, art in general. But I like to talk mostly about people, not just gossip, but people's lives, like with the culture, this kind of things, how they live, why they do this, why the politics about this, why people believe some things, like this, like general conversation.
I don't like to talk about fake news, about common sense. I hate this kind of thing.
I like to talk about common sense because you can discover why people think like that, and you can like unbuild that. Maybe you can show another point. I like to argue, so that's my point. Fernanda, and what's your favorite types of conversations and why?
I share the same opinion that you. I love to understand the life of the person that I am talking with, because I think this is this is important to we get off of our box or reality, and understand more about the other different situations, and why the person is working with this, and how is the neighborhood of this person. Because here in Recife, for example, we have different societies, different realities. We live in a city with a very huge of this desigualdade. It is very different. We have in a neighborhood people live in a community, and the other in the very close other neighborhood, the people living in very high buildings. Is that so? I think it is important to create our very good society to listen the person, the people, the communities. And I also love to talk about music, because I love discover new bands and new music. And I love to go to some festivals and small house of shows, and discover new bands. And I don't like to talk about technology. I went to a conference, Python Northwest, Python Nordeste, last week, and we are talking about how to use technology in the society, not only about technology, because technology don't build anything if we don't understand the society and the situations, and how to use this technology to create a new world. So I like to talk more about how to apply technology in this, than to only talk about how is the new framework, or this stuff, because for me this is not it's not good.
Exactly. That's why we are doing things for people. I'm watching a TV series. I think it's on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, or Disney. I don't know. And Sandman. You know this one.
Yes, I have all the
Has the novels.
yes, I have the HQ here.
Oh, yeah.
The comics. I have all the comics.
And there's one episode, the death says, we are here because the humans need us. We are here for them, and we are here because them. That's why I am a nutritionist. You work with technology. He's economist, and the other one is because if there are no people, there are no reason to do anything. So
yes,
that's why I'd like to talk about when apply things for people, for the people necessities, the needs of people. So yeah, like I hate talk about nutrition. I really like biochemistry, but I don't like talk because this happens in the body, but like how can I improve some group of people with my knowledge and this kind of things? How can I apply this to improve people's lives? Paulo, number 4.
I like talks about the politics, talks about the technology, talks about the lifestyle. Is very important, these things for me. I watch TV series too, Netflix, HBO, but I like conversation with my work. I'm working with a data analyst, and my my job. In my job, I'm talking with many customers and explain about the data, the about the how data is spreading information better. In my day, I spend a lot of time making doing this. Basically, politics at the moment is very important. Talks about politics because this moment is very important for my country. And study about the past of Brazil, the history is very important. Its impact, this impact in our lives is very important to me.
That's another subject I like, history. I really like history.
History is very good.
It's very important because when we don't know your history, that's both mine say, if you know your history, you know where you're coming from, and then you can fight for things is important. So there's a Buffalo Soldier song, if you know your history, so you know you're coming from. And for you, Gabriel, what's your favorite types of conversation?
I'm a curious guy. I love talks about Austrian economy and about politics. The subjects more interest to me. It's like less taxation, reduce taxation. It's very important, and I love to books of self-improvement and data. I work with data too. I'm data scientist, and how data predicts the future, or how data help us understand what arrived, what happens, and I love history too. I'm a mathematician, but I love history, international politics, but because it's funny to see there is no bad people and good people. It's just interests.
There was one in Brazil, very bad one. Sorry.
Yeah, but the word is like that.
It's really bad. It's not good. That's all. Sorry.
This is the realpolitik. It's politics in real life. For example, the Europe, it's stopped to buy the gas from Russia because they were in Ukraine. But the same Europe,
they did for some like a month, and now they are bringing. I live in Europe. England is buying again.
Yes,
so
but the same countries to go buy the gas from Algeria. Algeria, it's in war with another people, but it's like these people is less important than Ukrainians. It's just because they need the gas. Just about interests.
And because they are black as well. So the world is very
sadly there is
but they did for like just a very short period of the time, and now everyone is buying again. The winter is coming. It was like autumn almost, and they do this to show like they have a heart, but
yes, in Canada
economy is not
in Canada too. This morning it's 14 degrees. It's good. It's a great winter, but the winter is coming.
The winter is coming. Canada is colder than England,
Yes.
like much more north. Okay, let's see. Other question. I have a lot of questions, so I can choose someone. Why do people like to learn bad words in another language? That's me. I really like I think it was one of the first things I don't know other people. I don't remember people teaching me, but I remember I teaching I taught people about like my husband, how to say like just bad language and bad words, because and it says like it means other things. That it means like sofá, it means I say how to say sofá in Portuguese, say bunda. I like to see they struggling because it's fun. Fernando, what do you think? Why people like to learn about the words in another language?
I don't know. I don't know. I never thought about that. I imagine is that because in Portuguese we use a lot of bad words in to construct our sentence, but some bad words are not using like to real bad, but to emphasize a situation like for that is very it's very amazing. It is the same, but it's not in the other situation that we can use this word. But this is important to express, to emphasize something, but not in the this bad word is difficult because it's that we can use this bad word to emphasize something like in the good way, but we also can use this to use like bad words. And it's not polite to use bad words, but this is important to be part of a community, because a language creates a community, or community create a language, but this is important to you to feel like you are part of this community. So we want to know better word to can express more like the natural person of this community, to be more included in this group. I think this is. I think this is we are trying to buscando, we are looking for this inclusion in the group.
Yeah, and I think it sounds more natural.
Mm-hmm.
When you know, you don't need to use all the time, you don't need to use at all, but when you know, when you understand and you know how to answer that bad word, maybe if you in a normal word, you sound more natural.
Yes,
it's part of the language. Every language has their swears and swearings and curses. So
yes, and bad words are defined like bad because someone in the high situation of the society decide this is not a polite word to use, because I imagine that no one tell this, everybody are using like to express the nature situation.
Exactly. Jefferson, for you, why do people like to learn that?
I think it's very common now. It's very common to use another bad word. Sometimes as a slang or something, sometimes something different. But here in Brazil or in other countries, is sometimes it's a joke, something that you like or something you don't like, you dislike. Use that word. I can say now here, I'm very polite, but I have a lot of words to say, but I can't. We are on YouTube now. But I think it's sometimes it's very interesting, sometimes it's not interesting. Because in my case, we have a big discussion in university because most of the professor used to not to use bad words. And some kinds of professor used to say, sometimes for me, you can say this in class. It's not good for you. You can think about your image. You can say this word. It's not good. But it's a common word. All the students are saying. And sometimes some kinds of professors say, no, you can say this or can say that. So it's terrible.
Yeah, as a English teacher as well, I teach my students to say just to defend themselves. Like, you don't need to use, but you need to know what it means, and you can answer or not. So it is important. English people, they curse a lot, they swear a lot. I think more than Brazilians. All the time, they say all the time, and they will kind of understand this. Jesus Christ, what are you saying? Why are you saying that? But it's very natural, very natural. Like the word Maria Fernanda said, like they will use just for everything, every time, everywhere. So even in a formal, not very very formal, but informal places as well. So it's interesting how.
It's like in Rio de Janeiro, né? The word is
It's like
that word all the time. Yeah.
It's like a comma. It's like it's not. They are not cursing. They're not swearing, but they use the swear and curse words to express themselves, and I think it's fine. I don't mind. I think the intention is more important than the actual word itself. So yeah. Gabriel, for you.
I think the bad words has a side funny for someone to try learning another English. Maybe can be that can be just a start for a conversation, for an approach. The Brazilians, we have no like a very funny and open people, and but not just us are interested in to learn bad words. The English speakers too, the French. I think that there is a funny side to start to breaks the ice. Breaks the ice, yes, breaks the ice, and just to start.
Yeah, it can be a starters to a conversation. And I think sometimes it brings you close to people, like you are understanding me and we are being fun and relaxed. I don't know. Jefferson said about teachers. I personally like the teacher was less, not polite, but less formal. Like people say like things normally as a person, not like someone I have to fear. So I think brings the sometimes the subjects it becomes more interesting because the teacher is more relaxed and say some bad words sometimes, not all the time, because but some things like salty seasoning the class. I think it is interesting. So, and for you, Paulo.
I don't usually use bad words, and I watch TV show, I listen a lot. It's some bad words, It's no bad words for that culture, that specific culture for one bad word for country, it's different for another country. I know bad words have many different type kind of the interpretations.
Yeah, because it depends of
context.
it depends on your culture, the context. Yeah. For some people say words like wow, like many people say damn, and for us it's like it's nothing, but that's for religious people, really religious, that's horrible. That's like you send that person to the hell. You know. So it's not, yeah, it's horrible. But many people say you've seen films, series, TV series, TV shows everywhere, you see.
Yeah.
And many people say, it's not that bad, like say the F word, you know, but it is, for me, it's worse. Because
Perfect.
yeah, it's so it depends on the situation, depends on the person, the culture, the place you are, the environment, the atmosphere. It depends on a lot of things.
For this is very important, learning history and culture. Very, very important.
It is, yeah, because when it, like Jefferson mentioned before as well, like when it goes to other states in Brazil, people say things get that for me, like the bread in the Rio Grande do Sul, for me, it's a bad word. But for them, it's just bread.
For me too. For me too.
You know, so like if you want, I always like because it's funny. They are saying, but for them it's just a bread, you know. So it depends on the
in
culture.
Portuguese, Portugal is very different. But words, some words.
Many, they say
many.
rapariga.
Rapariga.
For me, it's a what? It's not a good thing in Brazil, anywhere in Brazil, but in Portugal, just
it's very difficult to understand Portuguese from Portugal. Portuguese from Portugal. It's very difficult. I can't understand. It is other language.
if they speak very slowly,
yeah,
they don't.
And you start to ignoring these strange words like rapariga and the other words. You start to ignore it, and okay, I imagine this is the other thing, and start to continue talking, and I will try to understand what are you doing.
Sometimes
in Portugal, cutrimido, bus. Cutrimido in some regions. Cutrimido.
And sometimes Portuguese from Portugal sounds like Russian for me. It's like I don't know how to explain, because I anyway. For me, if they are saying Swarovski and they are saying something cholesterol, it's the same thing, you know. It sounds like Russian. Sounds very weird for us. And anyway. So, but you can understand after some time. I was working with a guy. He was from Portugal, and said, nós vamos para o mesmo sítio. And I said, I don't have a sítio. My father has a sítio, but I don't. I don't even have a house, and it's just a place. Sítio is a place. So in Spanish you say sítio as well. But anyway. That's it. Okay, number 12. How can you improve your conversation skills? What do you think? Like, how can, because sometimes it's very hard to have a conversation. People are not open to talk, or as Gabriel mentioned before, people don't want to understand. How can you improve this? Not just in another language, in Portuguese, in your native language as well. How can you to listen to you, because conversation sometimes not just talk, it's just a listen as well. So how you make someone listen to you, or how, if you want, of course, but when you want, how can you improve your conversation skills? Gabriel, let's start with you, as you speak 3 languages.
Again, the interests. I think you have the common interests. We can have a better conversation, and the things like the people are open to be open to listen, to learning about some subject, someone or some place. I think it's just about will or openness. But if I believe we can have a very good conversation between a mathematician and a person who works with history or make shoes, and it's just about to have will to learn about something different. I think it's my opinion.
So same interests. Yeah, you can start with that. Yeah. Fernanda, Maria Fernanda.
I'm imagining to what are you doing about to listen the person? I think this is a thing that you need to train to really want to do that, because it's very difficult. A lot of people don't want to listen. They want to start to talking and oh, are you talking about that and start and don't listen what the other people are doing, are talking. And I think this is you need to stop and understand what are you doing, and the real want to improve yourself to develop this. And I don't know what to do that, because I'm trying to improve that, and I see me now much more a listen person that some years later. So but I start to try to develop this in me, and I think that I am improving this, but I don't know what I did. I only know that I'm trying to improve this, and I think this is important, and I forgot what is the question. now that I
How
talk.
can you improve your conversation skills?
Yes, and this is a thing that we need to improve in our conversation, because this without this we don't have a conversation.
Exactly. Is the difference between talking to and talking with. So if you're talking to, just you talking. If you're talking with, you're having a conversation like we are having now. I understand that why you have the same interests is interesting, but what are you doing now? We don't know each other. I know Jefferson a little bit, but he always here in the meeting. So, but we are not talking about any common interest, and we're talking. So I think it's more than that. We can start talking about yourself, what your interest, and get something here and there. So I think improving is listening must, more than just talking and say what you think about it, your opinion, but it's about two sides or more talking. And Paul, and for you, how can you improve your conversation skills?
I think in this moment, and I'm building the initial vocabulary. For me, my most important thing for me is not being afraid to talk, interact with people. I'm actually a little scared, but I need to face the fear. I need to face the fear always.
Push it to the limits. You know the song? Push it to
Yeah.
the limits. That's if you not face your fears, you not face your fears. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't get over it. So
Yeah.
And English or any language, when you start, like, if I don't do it, nobody will know. Nobody will know. Nobody's gonna know. Oh my God, I'm so into memes in my mind. I could just talk about it. Nondas, how was the conversation about conversation?
It was really nice, as usual, and it was a pleasure to be here with you and with you all. And it was nice. It was good. I was missing your meetings.
Yeah, nice. And how can you improve your conversation skills in any language, not just English?
Paulo said a good thing about to face our fears, and especially when we are talking in other language that's not our mother language. In general, I think try to pay attention in ourselves and try to identify what's good, what's not good, and try to change. For example, I'm trying to change my way. Normally, I give a lot of advice when the person doesn't ask for this advice. So this is a thing that I'm trying to change my behavior. So maybe it can be better for the conversation, the flow. It's important to pay attention in ourselves, try to change what is not good, improve ourselves.
Yeah, I have a really big problem. I interrupt a lot of people because I do all the time. I improved, was much, much worse. Trust me. It was like impossible. People said, please, Atans, let me finish, because I couldn't. It is hard to, because I want to finish what I'm thinking. Someone want to add something in between, and something like pushes me to finish what I'm saying, because it's more important than anything you have to say. So it is like I have to pull it back, and like.
Thankfully, I know you after this phase.
Yeah. Now what I can do, I just mute my microphone and think, because if I don't mute my microphone, you can talk. Sorry, it's just me. But I'm listening, and then I have an idea when you said something. Yeah, anyway, that's me. But I improved. Yeah, was worse. Bruna, I have the question number 8. Wait, 8. What do people do that drives you crazy in conversations, and why?
I think when people don't stop talking.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay, like you ask them something, they start like talking and like go to different things, and don't stop. We were talking about the good habits of like good habits to have in a conversation. I think at some point, like, listening is really important. If it's just you like talking, it's a monologue. It's not a conversation, right? So I think for me, this is like something that drives me crazy. I really like when I'm like talking something and like the other person asks me, and you, how do you feel about it? Like, do you agree? I feel really that the other person matters about my thoughts, and they're interested in what I have to say, like mainly working as a teacher. I think we are always asking questions, always. So then when someone asks me something, I feel like, oh, they worry about me too. Like they are interested, in what I have to say. It's really nice.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm the person who never stops.
It's okay.
It's okay. She didn't say. She
Because
didn't
like
said you
you.
don't. She said it's okay. So
No, but I like talking to you. I don't think you're like this, actually. I like talking to you because like we always share things, you know, we are sharing.
Yeah, that's right. No, I've improved. Yeah, that's right as well. So the no, it's not. The thing is, always when we are talking, I'll say talk about now. Bruna, she doesn't say too much. So or in a meeting, not this kind of meetings. Everyone like, I think people are expecting me to talk a lot, so they don't say anything. And I cannot deal with the silence in video calls. Sorry. In the real
I feel
environment,
you.
okay. But in
Right,
video
yeah.
calls, like people like looking, well, no, no, please don't. And for you, Maria Fernanda, what drives you crazy in the conversation?
I share the opinion then, Bruna. I am like a Temis. I want to compliment what the person is talking, and I think I want to make a comment about this, and I need to talk about that. but in person, in local, it's more easy to do that and don't interrupt the person when the person is talking. But here online it's very difficult. You never know when is your time to talk, because everyone want to talk too, but we need to wait the other person stop to talk, and you hope that will be your time to talk. And it's very difficult. I don't know, this make me a little crazy, and also when the person who I am talking with don't want to understand what I'm doing, what I'm talking, and start to change my mind, or talking, or tell that I am wrong, and don't prove what I'm doing wrong. This happening a lot. I don't know if this happening that because I am a woman. Okay, but this happening.
Yeah, stubborn people as well. Like you were saying something, showing something, and the people like, no, but I don't think that, but I'm showing that's not what you think, is your opinion. It's something, it is what it is, the fact. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. So when people can see the facts. My husband says he does this, he's very stubborn. He said, and afterwards, he said, you're right. I said, you really? All right, again? But I don't fight anymore. Just say, okay, you think that? Okay, go for it. I don't fight anymore. I have no time to it. So thank you very much, everyone. We have the survey here. You have to finish. There's another meeting just after this one. Thank you for attending this meeting, and see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you
guys.
so
Thank
much.
you
Bye,
very much.
Lucy.
Bye bye.